What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Talk Punch. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening in on the audio version wherever you get your podcast, make sure you come back here every Wednesday to see what we're talking about. Kind of like this week's topic, we're talking streaming services and what we recommend. We're crunching some numbers. We're going back to that spreadsheet that I love so much, and we are going to break these things down. I love my spreadsheets. Charlie, I'm Brody Hanson. You're Charlie Hickman.
It's true.
Surprise.
I'm shocked.
All right. So, like I said, we are going back to the spreadsheets. There are so many streaming services right now, and we talk a lot about streaming services. So if you're new here, make sure you check out some of our other videos because we talk a lot about this kind of stuff. But we wanted to break down what is the best streaming service and what do we recommend based on the criteria and the grading that we do tonight. Charlie, what do you think?
I think that sounds like a great idea. I can't wait to find out what the spreadsheet tells us is the best. I trust the spreadsheet.
Oh, you should, because I built it.
Hey, when it comes to building spreadsheets, Brody, I can honestly say that you excel.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Charlie. All right, well, speaking of spreadsheets, let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful spreadsheet. Look at this thing. It makes my heart happy, Charlie. I love it. All right, so we are going to be taking a look in alphabetical order. Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, Peacock. The one last big one that we are not going to take a look at because it's still fairly new and honestly has not really given us a reason to subscribe is the Paramount Plus. Formerly CBS, formerly some other stuff, and they kind of bundled it in and made a Paramount Plus. They got some movies, They got shows, but I haven't really had a reason to give it a shot yet. So we are not going to be looking at that one. Just the ones that are up here. And based with these streaming services, we're going to be taking a look. Charlie, we're looking at price. We're looking at the user experience, or UX, if you will.
Little UX. Oh, yeah.
We're looking at some of the features that come with these. What happens? You subscribe to this thing. What do you get when you subscribe to it? We're looking at the video quality that they offer you. We're looking at original content for both TV and movies and non-original content for, again, TV and movies.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I'm excited, though.
We've a lot of information, but we'll make it quick. We've
been talking about doing an episode like this for a while in our pre-production, post-production meetings, and so we're finally doing it. We're finally doing it. Charlie is always saying that I need to get Hulu.
You gotta get Hulu, bro.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna let the spreadsheet tell us.
The spreadsheet's gonna tell you, man.
If I need to get Hulu or not.
All right, look. When it comes to media, consuming media content here, movies, television shows, etc., there's subjective material, and we'll talk some about that. But the very first thing we're going to look at is price, which is objective. It just is what it is. We have no control over it unless you use the TTP discount offered at several streaming services, which we'll get into at the very end of the video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Brody, you want to go Amazon Prime price?
All right.
Let's get the spreadsheet filled out.
Here we go. All right. Now, Amazon Prime, right? If you just want your videos, you just want Amazon Prime, you don't want to shop at Amazon. You're like, I don't want anything to do with Amazon. I'd rather go to a store. That's fine.
I remember those.
That is going to cost you $9 a month, Charlie. Now, if you want the video and you want to shop at Amazon, you want that 2-day shipping, or depending on your city, same-day shipping. I've seen it.
Yeah, the drones, they come.
That will cost you $13 a month, or you can pay by year, which is $120 a year. So you get all the shipping, but you also get that Amazon Prime. It's just kind of a perk. So, Charlie, based on that, how on a scale of 1 to 5, where do we want to put Amazon Prime in terms of price?
So, included also with the Prime, you get Prime Music as well, which you don't get unlimited Prime Music, so
but you do get some.
Tiered, but you get commercial-free Amazon Music, everything that's offered in their like basic Prime Music package. Which,
sure.
Like if you're just looking for like radio stations to play a variety of music and things like that, and not necessarily looking to have every song ever by every artist.
Yeah,
it's great. So with all of that in mind, the music, the shipping, the movies, I think that's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal
compared to other streaming services, right?
So do we want to go over all the streaming services?
I think so. Let's go through them all, and then we'll fill in some numbers. So
all right.
Kind of give everyone some context.
Sounds good. All right. So next up we have Apple TV. Now Apple TV, $6 a month. Technically,
$6 a month.
$5.99.
No, $4.99 a month. $4.99.
$4.99. I'm sorry, $5 a month. I was looking at the wrong number. 5. A lot of these are going to be $1, such and such $1.99. We're rounding up. We're making it easy. We're going up a penny. So,
up a penny.
Apple TV, $5 a month. That's it. There's no tiers. There's no ad versus no ad.
No tiers.
No tiers. $5 a month. That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, and similar to Amazon, you can bundle. So if you're an iPhone user, an app, like an iPad user, you have an Apple account, you can bundle Apple Arcade, which gets you access to just tons and tons of mobile games, ad-free mobile games. You can get, or I should say mobile, iOS games. You can play them on your iPad, things like that. But you get access to Apple Music as well, and that's like $15. You get 200 gigabytes of cloud storage as well. You can also upgrade to a $20 program that's more family sharing, so you can share that with a bunch of people in your family. So
sure.
If you have kids and things, and you like the idea of having that, you want this access to these games and music for the whole family, $20 a month will get you all of that. So
sure. $5 is pretty good. Okay.
Ain't bad. Ain't bad.
Disney Plus, right? Disney Plus, kind of the new behemoth around. Disney Plus will run you $8 a month or $80 a year.
Like that discount, like that yearly discount.
Yep. And again, this one does not have tiers. It doesn't have an ad version versus a no ad version. It's just that's the price. And we will bring up, because people are going to say like, oh, well, what about the Disney Plus bundle?
Wait.
We'll talk about that.
Who are you doing an impression of? Who sounds like that? Was that a Muppet person?
Sure.
Do that voice again.
What about the Disney Plus bundle?
Hey,
the Disney Plus bundle. You didn't bring that up.
You appear not to have mentioned the Hulu, which is green, bundle.
Yeah, we will. So with that, we'll just talk about it. Whatever.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. No, let's talk about it right now.
We'll go for it. For $13 or $13.99. That one I don't remember, and I didn't write it down. I apologize. $13 or $13.99. That will get you Disney Plus Hulu plus ESPN Plus, which is a pretty good bundle.
It's a lot of pluses.
Yes. Now, we didn't want to have a whole separate column there for the Disney Plus bundle. We did separate Disney Plus and Hulu, but we're just throwing that out there. We're aware that there is a bundle where you can bundle Disney Plus and Hulu. So take that into account when you're considering this. Look at some of the ratings that we give this. As we get down to the bottom, you'll get some totals. And if Hulu and Disney Plus sound good, you might as well get the bundle. Plus, you get ESPN Plus if you really like that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the Hulu that comes with the bundle is the ad version.
Is it the ad version or is it the ad free?
But you can customize it and get the non-ad version. But I believe that will increase your price by like $4 or $5.
Gotcha.
So I will try to look that up real quick. But keep going.
Okay. So after Disney Plus, we have HBO Max. HBO.
Ooh, yes.
On the higher side, HBO. Now, HBO is $15 a month. Now, they recently came out with an ad version and an ad-free version. Now, the no ad is the $15 a month. They do have an ad-supported version at $10 a month, which more falls in line with a lot of the other ones, but you do have the ads. Also, to mention, the ad version does not come with all of the brand new day and date releases that come out simultaneously with the theaters that they've been doing. So Suicide Squad came out recently. If you were paying $10 a month for the ad version, you would not be able to watch Suicide Squad on the same day as people would watch it in theaters. Moving on, we have Hulu. So Hulu with the ad. Now they did break this one into tiers. We have multiple tiers for Hulu. Hulu, $6 for the ad-supported version. $12 a month. This is monthly. $12 a month for the no-ad version. And you can go on the yearly for $60 a year. And so that is the $60 a year is the no ads, correct?
The $60 a year, I believe, is the ad.
Oh, that's the ad version. Okay.
It's like a 10 months worth of cost.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And by the way, the bundle with the ad-free version is $20 a month instead of the $14 a month. So it's the same difference in price between the ad version and the ad-free version at the just regular Hulu subscription. So it's that same $6 cost.
Okay. All right. And then moving on to Netflix. Netflix also has a number of tiers.
Tiers, yeah.
Tiers, so many tiers. Netflix has a basic version for $9 a month, a standard version for $14 a month, and a premium version for a staggering $18 a month. That's a lot for Netflix.
Lot.
And then lastly, we have Peacock, the NBC Comcast streaming service. They have a free tier that has ads, and then
absolute free.
The ad-free version is $5 a month or $50 a year, which is pretty good. That's very doable. So, Charlie, if we are looking at all of these,
how do 1 to 5 scale here?
1 to 5 scale.
Let's start with the best.
Okay.
So, which ones would you give a 5? Are you giving out any 5s? I think Apple TV we got to give a 5, right? $5. For a 5.
I think Apple TV for $5 a month. Yeah, I'd give that a 5.
Now, I know that you're getting a little bit more limited access to content just because it's a newer streaming service, but also there's great content. We'll talk about that later. But
sure.
I think that's a great price, and they seem kind of committed, at least in the short term, to kind of keeping that price down. Do you have any other 5s that you want to give out here?
I think that Amazon Prime, I think there is an argument for a 5. Because for $120 a year, you're getting all of Amazon Prime for all the shipping, and you're getting, we're not really talking about music, but you get other stuff along with the Amazon Prime Video. And so there's a lot that you get with that price.
Now, if I told you you couldn't consider the bundle and you only could bare bones it, so only considering the $9.
So the $9 a month, probably not a 5. I think probably a 4.
Okay.
For Amazon.
I think that's fair. I think maybe that's how we should approach it, because not everybody wants to pay for shipping
It's
for
true.
things, and not everybody wants the music bundle. So let's just keep it bare bones.
All right.
We'll ignore the bundles. We wanted you to know that they exist, but for our purposes here, we'll just keep it simple.
Sounds good.
Disney Plus.
Disney
$8.
Plus, $8 a month, $80 a year, unless you were one of the lucky ones that signed up for 3 years for $120.
That was me.
That was me too. All right, so for $8 a month, this kind of falls, I think, along the same as Amazon at a 4. I think a 4 is.
No, the only reason I might kick it up to a 5 here is that I love the year discount.
Yes.
I want to encourage. I like give so really, we're talking $9 a month for a full year, and then we're talking $1 less a month for Disney Plus. Plus, you're essentially getting like 2 months free. I mean, that's pretty good. So
would you say that's a 5 good?
I might give that a 5. Yeah. All things Disney. I mean, access to the entire Simpsons catalog. Oh.
You know, you get all of Marvel, you get all of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that stuff's good too.
You know, I'd be okay giving that a 5.
All right, let's give it a tentative 5.
Okay.
All right.
HBO Max. Ooh, now the $15 a month is steep.
Steep.
And they have a lot, but $15 a month, you know, that's, you know, I mean, you could get multiple streaming services for the same price that you could HBO.
So I think maybe a 3 here, and I guess this isn't so much a statement on value. I mean, because you could do some cost benefit analysis.
Absolutely.
Just like how the subscription could pay for itself with just the new releases, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, I think, in content. But
sure.
I mean, just with raw price here, $15 a month, and the advert, you have to pay $5 less for ads, and you still don't get even all access to all the content. That's a little weak sauce.
Yep, I think 3 is good. All right, Hulu, we got $6 for ads, $12 for no ads, $60 a year. You really like Hulu?
Love Hulu. I would probably give it a 4 on price. I like that there's options. You know, if you're on a budget, and you get the ad-supported version. You could get the
ad-supported version.
100%.
A little bit more, that $12 for no ads.
No ads, so I mean that the $12 certainly puts it like a little bit on the higher side of like Disney and Amazon, but there is a cheaper option as well. So
and $60 a year, you know, really. Although that is for the ad version, but
it is, but it's still 2 free months. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think a 4 is fair. Here.
Okay.
Unless you want to, no, of course it's good. Of course.
Netflix. So we got the basic. You know, I don't think anybody does the basic. You know, unless you're a college student in a dorm or something.
I do the basic.
Do you really? You do the basic. Wow.
I do the basic.
Okay.
And by the end of this video, I will be breaking news. I think I'm canceling my Netflix subscription.
Oh my goodness.
And doing research for this video only made that more cemented in my heart. But we'll talk about that a little bit more.
All right. Well, Netflix. So we got $9 for basic, $14 for standard, $18 for premium.
Even more than HBO Go or HBO Max.
I mean,
too many HBOs.
18 is a crazy number. 14 is pushing it. And let's also mention that Netflix seems to have a price increase on a regular basis. I mean, it is
all the time.
2 to 3 years you're getting a dollar increase. So I would say like a 3, maybe even a 2.
I'm comfortable with that.
You know, seeing the 18 as an option for some basic features that everybody else adds, 18 is a lot. I think, you know, I'd almost give that a 2. Let's do it. All right, and Peacock, $5 a month, $50 a year. And I have Peacock, you know.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of stuff. $5 a month for an ad-free version. So I like that. Boom. So we've got some ties. According to the spreadsheet, the first one is the winner. The first one to get a 5. So, Apple starting with an A gets that one.
All right, there we go. I like it.
I didn't account for ties. All right. User experience. How's the app? How is navigation of the app? How is crashing? How is pausing or fast forwarding or rewinding?
Poor HBO Max.
I think we're gonna see with I've got some stuff to say about some of these. Amazon Prime. How's the user experience?
This is one of my least favorite apps to use, and I think they've made it needlessly clunky. They don't do a good job of curating the content that is actually available to you. Things get lumped together, searches get clunky and clogged down by content that you have to either rent or purchase. Sometimes random things happen. We'll be watching some Pokemon anime with my kids, and all of a sudden 4 of the episodes aren't available to a child's account. So we have to switch to the adult account to watch very tame episodes of the Pokemon anime before switching back to watch the rest. Just random UI things. I don't know. I don't know. What's your experience been like? I got mostly just kind of bad things to say.
I feel like I go in there a lot and I look around a little bit and then I just leave. I don't really end up watching stuff. They have some collections, but then they have everything just kind of is thrown into a bucket. And I know there is a button at the top that says free for me, but I pay for Amazon Prime.
The free for me doesn't get rid of search. So if I say, okay, click free for me, and then I search for a movie because the interface is terrible and it doesn't display things well, then it's going to show me, of course, all the things that I can then rent and buy, and then I'm out of the free for me section.
Yeah.
Just as quickly as I was in it.
And having different series have some episodes be free, some episodes not.
Yep.
It's not pleasant. So this one I think takes a hit. I would say, golly, 2 or 3, honestly, for me.
Okay, I'm fine with either of those. So sink it.
Well, what do you think? What do we go 2? Do we go 3? How hard do we hit this one for the user experience?
Let's start 3 for now, and then I reserve the right to come back and lower it after we've talked about some of these other ones.
Okay. Apple TV. This one's kind of on you. I don't have Apple TV, so
as long as you understand what Apple TV is, I think it's a pretty clean user interface. Apple TV kind of started almost like a Roku, if you guys are familiar with Roku or some other ones, where it's kind of curating all of your subscription services into one watchable area. So you might go to a kids section, and in your kids section would be content from your Amazon Prime, from your Netflix account, from your Disney Plus, and it's all in one area. So as long as you kind of understand how to kind of get it there, and all your accounts are linked, the user interface, I think, is super clean. I can understand it if it was your first time using an Apple product, it was your first time kind of clicking on there, how you might have some of that same confusion that there is with Amazon Prime, where you're like, well, what is actually free? The Plus content is their original.
Okay.
So, they have their own sections of original family programming, their own sections of original television content, and growing content from creators specifically for their platform, which is nice, and you can find it pretty clean and pretty easy. I've never had a lot of problems with the crashing and stuff. So I this is like a 4 or 5 for me, pretty easy. You know me, I love Apple, so probably just 5 for me.
Now, we're not counting bundles. And so say Apple TV is the only streaming service that I have, and I don't have anything else to log in because it can act as a hub. Is it still clean enough that you can kind of navigate and find enough
if you don't
stuff?
mind seeing, I think if you're frustrated by seeing things that aren't part of your subscription, then I would knock it down, because even if you don't have the bundle, I think you'll still see stuff advertised, because Apple does rent and sell content.
Okay.
It's not whereas if you're on something like Netflix or something like that, where you're not going to go on Netflix and be scrolling and all of a sudden they're like, would you like to rent this other movie from this other service? Or would you like to buy this movie that we don't have here? Whereas you will run into that on Apple TV. So maybe let's just give it a 4.
Okay.
To knock it down for maybe people who don't have things bundled through there, or aren't familiar with the service.
Okay. All right, Disney Plus. I've actually had really pleasant experiences. I like the way that things are organized. The search has worked well. I like that there's a Disney, a Pixar, a Star Wars, a Marvel, and things are organized really well within the app. I've never had any issue with slowness or crashing. So I have been happy with my user experience for Disney.
A couple of things that I don't like. Number one is the fast forwarding, at least on my PS4.
Okay.
Like at the end of trying to find end credit scenes at some of these stupid end credit scenes at the end of some of these Marvel shows. It's like ahead. So I'll fast forward and then I'll press play and it's like in a totally different spot than the image it was showing me there. I don't like the continuing feature. I don't think they do a good job of letting me just pick up an episode where I left off. And if I have something like, let's say I watch an episode of The Simpsons, and so it's right there at the top of like keep watching. Whereas like at Netflix or Hulu, I could click on that and go to The Simpsons through my last or recent watched. Whereas here, I could click on it and it's just going to take me to that same episode that I was watching. And if I want to get to the actual Simpsons catalog, I've got to exit out of that. I've got to go to the search bar. I've got to go type it in. So I don't like that I can't just immediately click on The Simpsons with like the square or an options button and then be taken to like the main hub of all those episodes. So there are a couple of things that I think aren't as well ironed out. I know they've made a lot of improvements because the first few months of this were, were a little bug filled, to put it politely. But they did a great job of ironing it out. I think you're right. It like looks clean. I think it's good. Personally, I give it a 4, but if I won't argue too hard if you want to give it a 5.
No, I think 4 is fair.
Okay.
All right, HBO Max. Ooh, HBO Max. Boy. Now, for reference, I do all of my movie watching through my Roku TV. You said you do yours through your PlayStation.
PS4, yeah, or tablet if I'm not watching on my hub.
All right. So there's just your reference point on where we're coming from when we talk about these user experiences. HBO Max has been slow as molasses on the Roku TV. I click on things, I wait 5 seconds, 10 seconds before it moves. I've had it crash. Just, like going to the kids section and just scrolling down takes forever. And then I get down into like M and then the whole thing crashes. And then I'm like, forget it. So I think they recently kind of put out an update. I think it fixed a little bit of stuff, but overall my user experience has been pretty low on HBO Max.
Yeah. If you try to pause or rewind on my PS4, like it just dies. And occasionally it'll just die on its own. We'll just be watching, I think during Suicide Squad about a half hour into the movie, it just said an unexpected error has occurred.
Oh gosh, that error message. Yeah, that error message.
I had to, restart. And it's a little frustrating. And then certainly times where I'm watching a show and then I pause it to do something and then I come back to press play and it seems like the entire mechanism has been just completely confused and befuddled and crashes. It's a little frustrating. It's a little bit hard to get into things when I can't. I'm like, oh, did you see that? Watching with my wife or something, and she missed something. I'm like, oh, let me rewind it for you real quick. And then it turns into a 5-minute adventure of trying to rewind, and it's crashing, and the episode starts over from the beginning. So now I'm fast forwarding, but fast forwarding crashes the system as well. Yeah. So I get about halfway to the part where we were, and then it crashes. And then at some point, it's like, well, we're gonna watch. We're just gonna do something else. So I've had my fair share. I don't know if that's. It's nice to hear that happens on your Roku, because sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I'm just my PS4 is too old to run these apps. But come on, I'd love to get a PS5. Send me a PS5. anyone watching? I got a birthday coming up. Come on.
Oh man,
I'm not too proud to beg.
Yeah. So honestly,
Max, send me a PS5.
If we are giving Amazon a 3, I feel like I got to give this one a 2.
Okay. Yep. Good.
All right, Hulu. Hulu is another one that I don't currently have.
Hulu's a 5. Love it.
Is it?
Can't get enough.
Okay.
It's great.
That's easy for me.
It's clean. It's well streamlined. It's good. It's got good curation. It's got a nice like or dislike system. It does a good job of showing you Hulu originals without cramming them down your throat. You can request certain things just not to be shown to you, which is a feature that I don't understand why not every service has. So like, my wife likes to watch some Bachelor type shows and things like that. I don't want to see them. We have different accounts. And so like they'll pop up some weird, Love Islands where people dress in masks and no offense to anybody everybody like what you like. But you should be able to, maybe you don't want to watch what I like to watch. And so you have the option sometimes just to click on a little button and say, don't show me this stuff, get it out of here. And then they don't recommend it again, which is wonderful. So I like the app. I don't have a lot of crash problems with it. You can set it up to autoplay. You can disable autoplay. I think it's got a lot of nice features. And I think it's probably my favorite user experience out of all of them.
Sure. All right. Netflix. Netflix,
I like.
It's good. I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say.
I give this one a 5 as well. I think it's pretty clean. I like the recommendation system. I think they did a good job filtering.
Yeah.
Showing you their content. Stuff's easy to find.
Peacock. Peacock. Now, as somebody who gets Peacock for the WWE Network, the WWE Network was a nice system, really good search, really good scanning. Watching live pay-per-views, I could easily pause. I could go back a second, just push live and go live. And it kind of all went down the drain with going to Peacock. I've been a bit disappointed with Peacock. Quality issues, just all sorts of stuff. This one is probably going to get like a 2, honestly.
That's fine with me. Like, I would have pushed back a little bit more had it not just been for the Olympics and how terrible it was on Peacock and NBC and on the NBC app. My goodness, they've had an extra year and everything to prepare for this, and it's just the Olympic experience through NBC and these various apps was just horrible. Get it together.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. Okay, moving right along to features. So features. So we are looking at things like, do they offer profiles? How many screens can you stream at one time? Charlie, did you have anything else that you wanted to kind of lump in there?
Yeah, I mean, like I think like a bundle, like this is where we could consider like the fact that you can bundle, get the music, get the thing, like that's a feature. I like that on Amazon, you can pay extra money within the app to get access like to BritBox or to even like Showtime or Stars, so you can rent straight from there.
You can rent, yeah, that's another thing.
You can purchase movies directly from there. So I do think that even though sometimes that makes the overall experience, if you're just looking to stream content, more frustrating, I do think that Amazon's got a lot of, you can watch Thursday Night Football for free on Amazon. There's like good features here. I would give this a 5.
Yeah, and Amazon offers both profiles as well as offering a kid-specific profile that is going to take out a lot of the stuff within, wherever you set for your kids. So, yeah, for that... Oh. This is the wrong box there.
Oh, phew. Don't mess with the spreadsheet, Brody.
So, yeah, I'm good with a 5. Disney Plus. Okay. Now, Disney Plus, that you can stream...
Apple TV?
Apple TV, sorry. Apple TV. You can stream 6 screens at one time with a profile, which is more than anybody else. Now, as far as profiles, it was a little tricky finding information on this, and the best that I could come up with was if you want to have multiple profiles to watch stuff, each of those profiles needs to have their own Apple ID, which I've got 4 kids. I don't want to set up Apple IDs for 4 of my kids. That sounds like too much. But ultimately, you are more versed in the Apple TV verse. So where are you kind of leaning on Apple TV features?
I like the bundle options. I really love that like you can get all your content kind of in one place, kind of curated, so you can kind of check out what's available on multiple streaming services in a way that's I think a little bit more accurate. Like the PS4 has a place where you can search for things, but it's never very good. Like it tries to like curate a few different apps, but doesn't give you everything. But I do think it's kind of like it's really nice if you have a lot of people that you want to share it with. So like if you have a brother or a sister or a friend, and you guys want to kind of all curate your content, you have 4 kids, and everybody wants to kind of get that together. But I mean, ultimately, maybe like a 4 or even a 3 on the features, because not 4, because you can rent. I think this kind of it checks a lot of boxes for me, but not as much as Amazon. Let's give it a 4.
Okay. All right. Now Disney Plus. Here we can stream 4 screens at one time. We can have a number of profiles with kid profiles. You get the bundles with ESPN and with Hulu. This one, I think, offers a lot.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'm okay giving that a 5.
Done.
All right. HBO, again, profiles with kid profile options. You can stream 3 screens at a time. After that, I'm not sure what else. It has a lot of services kind of built in. But if that kind of goes into our content discussion.
Well, I think it's important to mention like with Disney Plus, you have the option to buy on-demand movies like the new Mulan film or things like that.
The Premier Access.
The feature that I think is the best is that you're getting this kind of instant theater content as part of your subscription. I think that's really neat. None of the other subscription services have anything that remotely matches that feature, and you're paying for it. It's a premium feature,
and it's not. It's
a nice feature.
It's also not a permanent feature, and I believe they said starting in about 2022, which is just next year, you're not going to be seeing that.
They're going to lose a lot of subscribers. I'm out in 2022. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling my shot.
So, for what they offer, as there aren't any bundles. There are profiles.
No bundles. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards a 3 here.
Okay, that works for me.
All right. Hulu can be bundled with Disney. And we kind of gave Disney a little boost there.
This is the only one on here where you can actually turn your Hulu subscription into a basic like cable box.
Sure.
You can pay up like $70 for an ad-free live television.
Live television. That's the only one in this whole spread that can do that.
And like we don't have the Paramount on here, but if you go live TV, you get access to everything that Peacock has. I shouldn't say everything that Peacock has. You get access to NBC stuff. You get access to CBS stuff. You get access to ABC, Fox, et cetera, et cetera. So whatever the new shows are, as well as past catalogs to an extent, with stuff that's already in the Hulu. So I don't know. That's a pretty cool feature if you're into that, but not necessarily. If you have to really want the live TV, because you get sports and things like that.
It's pricey.
Well. It's pricey. It's cable.
Yeah, sure. All right, where do you think we fall on the Hulu?
You got profiles. You got your kids. You got kids.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, for Hulu, you get profiles with kid profiles, and you can stream 2 screens at a time.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit lower, but. What do you think?
You share your password with this many people. How about like so what do we give? We gave Disney a 5.
We gave Disney a 5.
How about that?
I'd be okay with a 4. Not a 1. Oh goodness.
Wow.
All right.
I don't want you to feel like I'm rigging it for Hulu.
Okay, Netflix. Netflix, we get profiles with kid profiles. Now, streaming with screens with the basic profile. That's the $9 a month. You get to stream 1 screen at a time.
Yeah.
With the standard $14, you get 2 screens. With the premium $18 a month, you get 4 screens. There are no other bundle options. You're just you just have what Netflix gives you. I don't know. Honestly, we kind of docked HBO because of their offerings, but HBO also gives you 3 screens. If you're on the basic and you just get 1 screen,
it's hard. Yeah, There's been a couple times where my wife and I are like, all right, we'll watch a show. When we pop on Netflix, we take our time, we methodically peruse the selection, we pick it out, and then we click it, and it's like someone else is watching. And that's okay. And then it's like off to the next. I know we could pay more, but the whole point is that a lot of the features that are in these other ones are things that are included in these other lower. I think 2. I'm thinking 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, even the $14 standard profile, standard tier, gets you 2 screens.
Yeah,
that's not great.
Nope.
I agree. I think 2 would be reasonable. All right, and lastly, we have Peacock. So again, profiles with kid profiles and 3 screens. It's pretty standard. You do get a number of shows. You get shows. I think you can do some of their live stuff. I'm trying to think. I've never actually used the feature, but I think I accidentally clicked over one time. I pretty much just go there for WWE.
I'll log into my Peacock right now and see if we can do some live television.
But then they, the shows that they do put out, it's like right after it comes onto TV. And so I feel like Peacock, plus they do have things like WWE Network that they do offer that's exclusive to Peacock.
But that's content. That's not features.
Oh, that's true.
Come on now.
I don't know if you can bundle more stuff. Do you have a Peacock account, Charlie?
I do.
Okay. Can you go to live TV? I want to say that you can.
I don't see anywhere on my app here that says live television.
I know you can do live WWE events. So, I feel like this... I think I'd be good with calling this a 3.
Okay, that works for me. Yes.
All right.
Wait. Video quality, we can just do bam, bam, bam. Just type in... everything gets a 5, right? Except for Netflix?
Okay, so...
and Peacock. Excuse me.
Yeah, Amazon up to 4K, right? All right, if they're doing 4K, we're giving them a 5?
Yep.
Okay. Apple TV, 4K. Disney Plus, 4K. HBO, 4K. Hulu, 4K. Netflix. Netflix, 4K if you pay that $18 a month premium subscription.
Ridiculous.
Come on! If you only pay the 14 standard, you're getting HD. If you're paying the basic, Charlie, brother, you're getting like standard definition Netflix.
Oh, it's gross. It's absolutely gross. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if they own... Okay, so Peacock offers HD, right? And that's just what they offer. But the fact that Netflix wants $18 a month for you to get 4K when everybody else gives 4K, I don't know, man. That's like a low blow 2 or something like that.
It's frustrating.
I mean,
you got to average them together. You got to average the three plans together because nobody else... The tiers, there's all, some of the other companies have tiers, but the tiers don't give you video quality breaks.
Yeah.
It's not like, you're getting ads, you're doing this. It's not like, wow, here's a worse version of like your viewing experience. So we can average them together. So if it's a 5 for the top and like maybe a 3 and then a 1, maybe a 3 total.
Sure. I think you're a little more generous than I am there. I was ready to give it a 2.
All right, give it a 2. That's fine. I'm grumpy at Netflix. Give it a 2. All right.
The fact that the $18 for 4K.
It's so ridiculous, and that's gonna be like 20 by the end of the year. The way they raise the way they raise prices.
Okay, and then lastly, Peacock. Peacock does not offer 4K. They just offer HD. I feel like that's a 3. It's a step up from Netflix wanting to charge you like a super premium amount. But it is just HD. They could do better.
Yeah. They could do better.
All right, now, getting into content. So,
content.
Original content TV. So, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has picked up a number of TV series that have been canceled from other stations. But honestly, no, they have Amazon originals. Yeah, they have a bunch of Amazon originals.
The Boys, Invincible.
That's right.
Marvelous Miss Maisel is fantastic.
No, they do have good original TV
they got
content.
A lot of great content.
Okay.
To Pete was fun.
Where do you think this would fall?
I think you could give this a 4, or I don't know which one we're going to consider the gold standard. I guess HBO Max. It's hard to argue against that being
it's true.
Gold standard of the original television content. So if we give that a 5, it's hard to give anything else necessarily a 5. I'm comfortable giving this a 4. How about that?
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
That works.
But they got some exciting shows in the works. I know for you, they got that.
They've got the Lord of the Rings stuff coming out.
Yeah,
that they're just pouring buckets of money into. So
buckets. Gosh, is that going to be bad? I feel like it's going to be bad.
I
hope it's not.
I'm hoping it's great. I hope it's great.
Whenever they start pouring buckets of money into things, I always start to feel a little nervous.
So I think that they have good stuff. But honestly, I couldn't think of anything until you just started listing them off. Maybe that's more on me. I started watching Invincible. I've watched some of The Boys.
Yeah, they have there's some good shows. There's definitely, and I want to be clear here. I don't want to spend too much time talking about my preferences. But what's important to me is that there's a wide variety of shows that could appeal to a wide variety of audiences, and I think a lot of the content providers here are heading in that direction, offering more diverse storytelling to more diverse storytellers, more options. I'm old. HBO Max has got like a reboot of Gossip Girls, which I think I was too old to watch the first time it came out, but it's hilarious watching like the now like 30-year-old somethings on Twitter complaining that this Gossip Girl isn't like what it was for them, as if the new Gossip Girl should be for the 30-year-olds and not the now like tweens and stuff so it's just look, the time marches on. I don't need to watch shows that are designed for teens, but I guess I'm glad they exist. I guess maybe some of them. I don't know.
Sure.
I go. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm an old man who yells at clouds. I don't know.
All right, Apple TV. I know they've got some shows that you really like. You love the Ted Lasso. Won a bunch of awards.
They're putting together a really impressive early library of shows.
Okay.
And I love Ted Lasso. I give this a 5 for Ted Lasso alone. But I don't know if the catalog's quite deep enough yet to give it a true 5. Maybe like a 4. But there's a lot of excitement. You would like Mythic Quest, Brody. This guy's got your namesake in there.
Okay.
But I just think they're making an effort to push to create content.
Sure.
And so you're seeing more and more of that kind of pour in. I think if we have this same conversation a year from now or 2 years from now, the stuff that they keep creating is going to get more and more impressive.
Sure.
I'm hoping a lot of the shows are young, so like Ted Lasso's in its 2nd season, is already signed for a 3rd season. I know we talked a little bit about how Netflix business model, where they pay all this upfront money, and then after that 3rd season, it starts getting really expensive. So they start just axing shows left and right. So you get like 2 to 3 seasons, and then everything's just gone. I'm hoping that that's not going to be the business model here. So we'll see. So I think I think 4 is safe for now. You could probably argue me down to a 3 just based on volume, but just the stuff they have, I think is really good and entertaining. And I do think that they're on an upswing. There's some exciting coming soon shows. I think there's a good cross section of like stylistic content.
Okay.
And everyone should watch Ted Lasso.
Okay. All right, Disney Plus. This one is a 5 for me.
5.
You know, the Star Wars, the Marvel, even like their National Geographic stuff. Heck, The World According to Jeff Goldblum was like a great little show. Loved it.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
All right,
HBO Max,
five. This is like this little row right there is like HBO Max's like thing.
Oh, yeah.
the original content TV.
Maybe we should give it a 6.
Just break the scale.
Yeah.
All right, Hulu. Does Hulu do original shows? They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe similarly to Apple TV, where it's like a they got kind of maybe into it a little bit later than some of these other streaming services. I really like their high fidelity reboot. I was disappointed that they canceled that. But like Letterkenny's really popular. They got Pen 15, which was very popular.
Okay.
But the gold standard is the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, sure.
Which is just like a wonderful show. And
for some reason I thought that was Amazon. Okay.
They have a lot of like good stuff, and I think that they're building an impressive library of original content. I think that's going to continue to grow. I would say maybe like a 4.
Deep is a 4?
Yeah, maybe a 4. I think probably if I'm looking at that 5 under Disney and looking at 5 under HBO Max, it's really hard for me to argue anything else in this list deserves a 5.
Okay.
Maybe Netflix. I don't know.
Now Netflix. I was gonna say Netflix has put out some really good shows. We've got the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Me and my kids really enjoyed Lost in Space. They have. You didn't like Lost in Space?
I didn't watch it.
Oh well, it was good. Had Parker Posey in it. You love Parker Posey.
I do love Parker Posey. I didn't know she was in it. I do. She is very funny.
And Netflix even has a bunch of original kids stuff too. They have like the what are the bots? The bots. What are the bots? The education Storybots.
Although that was a YouTube series first.
Was it really?
Oh yeah.
No idea.
And the guy who does the music for that, Perry Grip, he also writes all the music for like Phineas and Ferb and a bunch of these like kids Disney stuff.
Okay.
He had a band called Nerf Herder.
Okay.
When he was younger.
Love it.
It is like wildly inappropriate music.
Really? Okay.
So if you so watch some Storybots and then pop on a little Nerf Herder and just enjoy the surreal experience of listening to songs about some adult themes.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, I love Perry. Perry Grip he's really talented, and he writes really catchy tunes, whether they are for adults or for children.
Okay.
Storybots stuff's good. But
and then there's also stuff like The Witcher as well. So I think that give that a 5. Peacock original content.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I do think Netflix right now is on a downswing for original content.
Okay.
And right now they don't have like that buzzy show. Like a lot of these other Netflix have buzzy shows right now that are like winning awards and people are talking about. And I know you like The Witcher, and that may be one of their flagship shows right now. And Stranger Things, of course, with the long.
I was going to say Stranger Things. We're kind of in a break. I think we're anticipating a new season next year. But shoot, season 3 was 2 years ago. I
mean, like the HBO putting out like Mayor of Easttown and other shows that like people are buzzing about.
Sure.
They got the Ted Lasso. Everyone's talking Ted Lasso. Good for good or bad. You got Invincible had a lot of like The Boys, so a lot of people talking.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe they just don't have like a big runaway hit right now.
Sure.
Like one of these big and look, Witcher's going to get a 2nd season. Will it get a 3rd? And if it gets a 3rd, it probably won't get a 4th. Stranger Things is just going to get its 3rd season. Like it's been a while since we've had, like,
4th.
Really
this will be its 4th.
Oh, 4th. Yeah, you're right. Excuse me. So this is going to be like the first one, like one of those 6 to 8, like really like long shows that you can kind of really invest yourself into. It's been a while, so hopefully they
hopefully, yeah. All right.
Should never
Peacock.
cancel the Santa Clarita Diet. That was so good. Santa Clarita Diet. Watch it.
So Peacock. So original content. Now I'm gonna lump in. Do I?
So lump it in WWE.
WWE.
Lump
Okay,
in.
WWE. Not original. It's exclusive content. How do I put that?
That's great. Exclusive content.
It's exclusive. It's you're not getting this stuff anywhere else unless you want to pay $60 for a pay-per-view for whatever reason. Buy Peacock for a year and watch every I don't know. But really, like, their content is the stuff that is on NBC, and so
sure.
Is it?
Well, it's good.
Is that original? I can plug in my antenna and probably watch some of that. But I don't know. I'm not sure where that falls.
But there are like they had the Psych movie and things like that. There are some like Peacock things that are like Peacock exclusives.
Okay.
Like they have a new show like Girls 5 Eva, which just looks fantastic. I really want to see it.
Okay.
It's like a Spice Girls type band reuniting. It looks very funny.
Love it.
They've got some other content. Like I got to learn all about upcoming Peacock content during the Olympics when you're forced to watch in these commercials on the various apps. But some of it looks pretty good. So I think that they're like right now they have that big catalog of like Parks and Rec and The Office, and it's going to live off of that for a while. But what's going to make or break this service is going to be like how some of these new shows that they're able to produce,
the new stuff,
they're going to actually be good. I haven't seen them yet, so I can't comment on that. So we can kind of grade accordingly. But I am excited to watch some of this new stuff. And of course, that back catalog of things like The Office and Parks and Rec is very impressive.
And all of WWE. You can go in and stream every single WrestleMania. Just wait for our Talk Punch streams every WrestleMania back to back.
Oh my goodness! I cannot wait. I will do that with you, Brody. I don't know how many hours is that. How many WrestleManias?
Oh gosh, we just had 37.
So 37 hours straight, or
no, we're at WrestleMania 37. You got to figure the earlier ones were probably about 2 hours. Some of the later ones have been pushing 6 hours. So
okay, would you live stream us watching 30 to 40 straight hours of wrestling without sleep?
No, Charlie, there's 37 WrestleManias that are at least 2 hours long, some of them going into 6 hours.
Would you watch us try to stay awake
for like 60 hours? Okay. No. Am I ruling out some WWE content because I love it, and at one point in my life I convinced Charlie that it was cool and he watched it with me, and I'll bring him back in? Maybe. We'll see.
Back in, baby.
For original content, I think a 4. I don't think it's not at the level of HBO or Disney, but with stuff like having the exclusive on WWE, it's not.
Sounds good.
So.
Lock it in.
All right. Original content movies. Amazon Prime movies.
Did you watch the new Chris Pine? Not Chris Pine. I get my Chris's confused. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, the space one. No, I haven't, but I want to watch it.
I've heard bad things.
Really? But I like Chris Pratt, so I'll probably watch it anyways.
Is he the worst of all the Chris's?
No, he's not. He's the best of all the Chris's.
You like him more than Chris Evans? You do not.
I don't know.
You don't.
I do
like Captain America.
I do like Chris Pratt though. Original content movies, but other than that, I'm struggling to think of Amazon Prime movies.
Yeah, they have them, but they're not. I think probably the like Apple TV doesn't have movies really. I don't think they have any yet.
Okay.
So we can give that a 1. Peacock I don't think has any original movies, so we can give that like a 1. Oh no, Psych! It has the Psych movie, which was fun. Psych movie was fun.
Okay.
So we can, I guess, give it a grade according to that. The Disney Plus has movies.
Disney Plus has movies now. When we're thinking about original content movies, are we lumping in the stuff that is simultaneously going to theaters?
Maybe we should just combine movies and TV and just call it original content.
We could do that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Which of the streaming services would you say has the best selection of original films? Probably Disney, right? Because you get the Pixar stuff and the Disney stuff.
And it's tough because we go through and everybody is focusing on shows right now. And I don't know that there are very many. Oh, hello. That's too big. I don't know that there are too many people that are really doing a whole lot of movies, right?
No, like
as far as producing their own movies, I know there's Netflix has done their own movies. HBO Max is doing the simultaneous thing, and we could put that in, but it's not.
They're not HBO Max.
It's not an HBO movie. It's a Warner Brothers movie.
Let me read you the top 10 Netflix movies, original movies by viewership.
Okay.
All right, number 10, Fatherhood. You seen it?
No.
Number 9, Tide, Army of the Dead. Did you watch that? All right, Project Power. How about you just tell me if you've seen any of these? Enola Holmes, number 7.
Yes, I saw it.
Good?
Yeah, it was fun.
Bad?
It was fun. I watched it with my kids. It was like a, more of a kid tween age movie.
The Old Guard.
Nope.
Oh, I actually like that. I think you would like that. Watch that.
Okay.
Murder Mystery, I know you watched because we had to.
I did watch that. See our previous episode of Netflix Recommends.
What about 6 Underground with Ryan Reynolds?
I didn't, and I love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's all right. Spencer Confidential with your boy Mark Wahlberg. Thank your mother for me.
Didn't see that.
Bird Box.
I didn't see that.
And the number 1, and if you had given me 1,000 guesses, I would not have gotten to it. Extraction.
I don't even know what that is.
All right. Well, there you go. Not mentioned there, like The Irishman was a big deal.
Sure.
And they have other ones, but they're trying. They're putting out stuff.
Sure, and we gave Netflix a 5, and I think that properly represents both what they're doing in TV and in movies, because they are kind of the one, aside from Amazon Prime, who's throwing money at everything. Netflix is putting out both TV and movies.
Yeah. And to be fair, I just think it's a much easier gauge, like there's a much easier way to pump out television shows to get good content that way than it is to compete with like a Marvel studio or a DC studio, Warner Brothers, things like that, when you're kind of putting out more like independent style films.
Sure.
Like these streaming services are doing. So probably not like a fair, but there are some good gems, and maybe one of these days we'll do a real deep dive, a content deep dive for you all.
Sure.
Give you some. Did I drop a you all? I did. I tried it on. I don't know if it worked for me.
I
Y'all?
dig it.
Should I? Okay. All right. Non-originals. So just like the overall content that's there. So if you're on Netflix, all the documentaries, the shows. I do think Netflix has probably my favorite selection of documentaries out of all these. I think it's probably pretty easy to say, although HBO has some good documentaries as well. And if you want to find like conspiracy documentaries, like my boy Lope, probably Amazon Prime has the weirdest documentaries.
Okay.
But yeah, so what do you think? Overall content, Amazon Prime.
For non-original Amazon Prime, they do get movies, then they do get TV shows. It's kind of one of those surprising ones where if I do go in, I can usually find stuff that I'm like, oh, I wanted to see that, or oh, I want to add that to my list. And so I think they do a pretty decent job.
Yeah, I think you get like so. I watched some Deck. I wanted the new season of Dexter's coming out in Showtime, and that's like maybe I'll watch a few of the old seasons of Dexter, and those are on Prime. Just to see, do I want to watch the new season? Do I want to see? It was such a great ending to that show where he became a lumberjack. I shouldn't spoilers. Anyway, he's cutting lumber. No, there's some interesting there's content choices there for you to kind of sift through. I think you get plenty of selection. A lot of the whole Pokemon anime is on there, so people get watching. There's like 30 seasons of it.
Oh, geez.
Started at season 1.
Oh boy.
The journey of Ash and Pikachu. Psyduck, the master of confusion. There's so much good Pokemon content.
All right. Well, what would you give it as far as non-original content?
Okay, so if we're doing non-original content here, then we're doing. What do you think the gold standard is? Hulu. Hulu's a 5 for me.
Is
so
it?
I'm giving Amazon Prime a 4.
Okay.
Apple TV non-original content is non-existent, so they're not giving you. I mean, you can watch your other shows, but you're not like going to go on Apple TV and watch like reruns of your Cheers or something.
Sure. Okay. So we'll give them a 1. All right.
Good.
Disney Plus. They got a lot of stuff. I mean,
this is a weird one. So they have only Disney stuff? So do they does any of it count as non-original, or are we just saying like it wasn't made?
No,
in the Disney Plus era?
I think if it's original content, it's made for Disney Plus, right? Mandalorian is original content. Star Wars, not original content. So by having all the Star Wars movies and Clone Wars, minus the stuff that they made for Disney Plus, all the Marvel movies, even now we're getting all the Fox stuff put in.
This is like Disney Plus is hard. Like this is great. It's great for families. I think it's fantastic for kids stuff. But like 20-something-year-old me would be very bored on there, other than the Simpsons, the entire Simpsons catalog, and the new stuff. Like there's not a lot of like shows that are like, they don't have any of their edgier content, any of their more
that is very true. That is very true. They do kind of stop at like that TV 14 PG-13 mark, and so while I love the Marvel stuff, if I just want to browse through something, I don't find myself clicking on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I kind of know what's there.
Exactly.
If I know that I want to go watch Captain America: Winter Soldier, I know I go there. But if I'm like, I want to find something new, I'm not really I'm not browsing Disney Plus. How about that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that would be a bit lower. Maybe that would be like a 3. Would it be a 3? 3. I was going to say 3 or 4, but yeah, maybe a 3. I mean, the quality of the stuff is there, but
it's good.
I don't find myself just browsing it. So yeah. If we're giving Amazon Prime, I can browse Amazon Prime and find stuff that I'm like, I wanted to see that. I'm surprised that it's here. I'm going to add that to my list. When I'm not doing that. No, I think 4 is good. I think 4 is a good place for that.
How do we do HBO Max? So, like, are we saying pre-Max? Because there are HBO Max shows. So, like, The Sopranos, for instance, is not an HBO Max show. It's an. But it was
an HBO show. I would call that original content.
Okay, so non-original would be like.
Well, so non-original. I think that HBO has actually done a really good job, because we have all of DC, we have all of Adult Swim, right? We've got all these little
Rick and Morty on there and things.
Yeah, all these little like hubs. I think that's what like the latest update called them, was like hubs, where we have the DC. We've got like the Turner Classic Movies. Yeah, there's a lot there that they have to offer, and that is actually something that I find myself going to first when I want to browse something. So to me, like HBO Max, if we're giving Amazon a 4, I'd almost go a 5 there, which is odd, because it's primarily Warner Brothers. But
That's just because you're a DC guy. You're thinking
I'm way more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy. I could go 5 if you want. You want to give it a 4?
I think if you want to upgrade, if you want to give us a 5, then I would say we upgrade Prime to a 5. I just think you get more diverse selection in Prime than you do in HBO Max.
Okay, well then let's give it a 4. Okay, Hulu.
Hulu, I give a 5, 100%.
Okay.
Hulu is where you go if you want to watch like any kind of recent television.
Okay.
So something is on the air now. You want to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you go to Hulu. You want to watch Superstore, you go to Hulu. You want to watch the entire Scrubs run, you go to Hulu. Like it just has these entire seasons of quality television, both current and past. So I think it's got a really good cross section of stuff. So and it has movies. Like I watched Lucky Number 11 last month. Just random movies will pop in and out of there as well, in addition to the television shows. So this is the one that I watch the most. It's got all the seasons of Archer. It's got it's got Rick and Morty on there. So it basically has almost all the same stuff that a lot of the animated things that some of these other networks has.
Sure.
But just has them sooner and has them in more totality in a lot of cases. So that's my pitch.
Okay.
I know you've never seen Hulu before, so you don't know what you're missing.
I had it once upon a time, but it was a long time ago.
Okay, it's good stuff.
All right, Netflix. I mean, that's the bulk of Netflix is non-original content. How good is it? I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of the companies who once were dumping everything into Netflix are pulling all the good stuff out because they have their own streaming services. And Netflix is getting left with a bunch of junk. I feel like I could go browse Netflix for an hour and not find anything that I want to watch.
Yeah.
So for me, Netflix, honestly, a 2 or 3.
2 or 3. All right, I'm good with that.
We'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I think 3 is fair.
Because they have the quantity.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of stuff.
I think they have a lot of nice kids options and things like that.
They do
push it up a little bit too. But yeah, it's gotten a lot worse.
Yeah. All right.
Canceling my Netflix.
Lastly, we have Peacock. So Peacock, because it's NBC, they do have a lot of these contracts. When right now they've got all the Harry Potters. Harry Potter that will just bounce from.
They have. Oh, that's right. They do have. They have on because it was on HBO for a month.
It was on HBO for 1 month,
stupid.
And now they're all on Peacock. And so they do have these gems that kind of float in, and they get these collections of things that are really good. But Peacock also isn't one that I'm typically going to browse for things like movies.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
I don't know. I'm in that 3 to 4 maybe. They've got some good stuff on there.
Yeah. I think 3. If we're giving Netflix a 3 and we're giving Disney Plus a 3, I think 3 is fair here.
Okay.
Just looking, I would put it below HBO Max and Amazon Prime, and not even with them.
Okay. All right. So, as it stands, Charlie, we've got a winner. Well, we've actually got a tie. So, for our rankings,
bundle them together.
Coming in at last place with 19 points is Netflix.
Yeah, the worst.
Which is wild, man. Netflix was everybody. One thing we didn't talk about is the current user count, right? Netflix is currently number 1 in terms of how many users it has. I pulled the data from 2021, okay? Now, I know that HBO just launched this year, and so they're still kind of getting there. So I didn't see the actual like month that this data was pulled from. But Netflix has 75 million users. That is huge. After that, we have Amazon that has 50 million users, and I would honestly say the bulk of those are probably just Prime subscribers.
Yeah.
You know? After that, we have 45 million users for Disney Plus, 40 million users for Apple Plus, which I thought was very high.
That's surprising, yeah. But it's so cheap.
Sure. Hulu has 35 million. Peacock has 15 million. I think about half of that came from the WWE network. And then at the bottom is HBO with 8.5. Now, honestly, I would imagine that HBO has gone up some since whenever this was. Maybe this was an HBO Go number, and it's since risen, especially as they've put out these simultaneous theater releases. Sure. But 8.5 million for HBO Max. But Netflix, 75 million, and really it came in last place. Not by a whole lot. Honestly, like, the spread isn't too bad. It's not like we had one that was far and away, it's not like somebody had a single digit number or something like that. But Netflix had 19. Peacock has 20. Honestly, if you like WWE, you're getting Peacock for WWE. And that's it. You're kind of like me.
Well, if you want The Office, like,
or The Office, yeah.
It's like every one of these services is going to have like pros and cons, obviously, and they're all going to also have like niches. I think that Netflix, in a lot of ways, because it was first, is almost like that gym membership.
You just have it, yeah.
And you just leave. I'm not going to the gym, but I have because maybe I'm going to go tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm tired. And I just think probably there's a lot of people that just default and look, honestly, the best way to get value out of your streaming services is to cancel them frequently. And so if you're not watching anything currently, if nothing is appealing to you on Netflix, get rid of it. You're not getting a discount for having it. You're not getting bonus rewards for being a consistent subscriber.
Yeah.
Wait till Stranger Things season 4 comes out. Wait till there's more content that you're excited about. You can check every month. There's things that come, exit, and leave. Oh wow, this sounds like an exciting month coming up in September, I'm gonna renew my subscription here, and then in October I'm out. And you can kind of ride in and out of these subscription services. Apple TV has has a free trial week, and also if you buy like a new iPhone or a tablet, you get anywhere from 3 months to a year free, depending on when you buy it. You can really kind of weave in and out of these. Now, if you're a Prime subscriber, you probably aren't going to pay the year.
Sure.
And it's nice if you can get the year discount. If like, hey, Disney Plus, Brody and I got that 3-year thing, and we just took it because it's like, hey, I'm going to want to consistently watch the Marvel and Star Wars shows that
sure.
they've done a nice job just kind of dragging those out one into the next.
Yeah.
Kind of keep me on the service, But the rest of them, I think, if you're not watching wrestling, that you don't need to pay for Peacock.
Yeah.
You can just kind of ride in and out, or enjoy the ad-free or the ad version for free.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to do it. Hulu, I think, is the one that is the closest here to, like, if you don't want to have cable. It's also a little bit redundant if you do, which is probably why that user count is down a little bit lower, because one of the best things that it does is give you access to current television. But if you're already watching current television, then that's not as big of a draw. I am a cord cutter, so if I want to watch something like Dave from FX, I'm going to Hulu to watch it, and I'm not to my cable box. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Everything, they all have good and bad. Try them, but I would recommend not owning all 7 at once. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. So next up, we have HBO Max. Honestly, I thought that this was going to be higher. I'm surprised that this came in kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, well, their scoring system.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're going to get rid of the theater releases on there. It's like,
Movie stars and directors are not happy with that. So,
I mean, they're not happy with it because they're not getting the money. I mean, like,
sure.
pay them the anyway. They'll be plenty happy if you start giving them money from the streaming numbers and from if you're not cutting them out of the proceeds. Like, go get your money. I'd be unhappy too. Go get your money. But I don't feel bad for these billionaire companies. But I think we can all work it out. No one should ever go to the theaters again. Burn the system to the ground. Get rid of theaters.
Oh, I still like the theaters.
No.
All right, next up we have Apple TV at 23, followed by Amazon Prime at 25. Higher, actually, than I thought. I feel like Amazon Prime is that one that I just forget about, and then I will randomly click on it, and then, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. But that came in at 25. And then Disney and Hulu came in at number 1 with 27. Now, what does this mean? It means if you didn't buy this 3-year Disney Plus pre-order subscription, get the bundle. Holy smokes.
Get the bundle.
Because Disney Plus and Hulu came in tied at number 1 amongst all of these. So, for $13 a month for the two of them, plus you get ESPN, that is a steal. I wish Disney was sponsoring us, because we're recommending people go get them. But I'm
trying real hard to get Hulu to sponsor us. I love me some Hulu.
We just want you guys to have the best streaming service, because there's a lot of options, and these are kind of the big ones, right? These are the big options that a lot of people have. I bet most of our watchers have multiple of these. So there you go. There is our data-driven streaming service breakdown recommendation. Go get Disney Plus. Go get Hulu. If you like the Disney and the movies, get that. If you like the TV shows, get the Hulu. It works.
I'm just here to tell you it's okay to cancel Netflix. Okay?
It is okay.
This is my intervention with you.
And here's the other thing. Guess what? You say, "Oh, but I've got my list of my stuff." If you cancel Netflix, you have 10 months to come back, and your list will be intact. Okay? After 10 months, they'll erase your list, but you have 10 months to keep your list and reactivate that account.
Whatever's on your list, if you haven't watched it yet, you're never going to watch it. Stuff I put on my list like 9 years ago.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
No interest in it whatsoever.
And then I scroll through my list and I'm like, oh, that's available. I wanted to watch that, didn't I? I don't, not right now. Not tonight.
Not ever. All right, B.
All right.
Well, that was fun. If you enjoyed that, even to the smallest possible extent, which if you're still watching this, you must have. Either you're hate watching or you loved watching. Either way, there's more videos for you to hate and or like below me. You can hit that like button, or if you hated the video, pretend it's a hate button and give us that old thumbs up. It means something different in Greece.
It's true.
So we appreciate you sticking with us, and we hope that you'll keep subscribing to our streaming service. It's totally free here.
Totally free. Lots of content. Hours of content every Wednesday. Come back. All right.
We'll see you next time.
Talk to you later.